What's going on, YouTube? This is Kaput Avenue Studios. Coming at you with a little bit of an unorthodox video today. I don't typically get into stuff like this, but I happened to get it and I thought you guys might appreciate it, so I'm going to throw this out there for anybody looking. This is OS 10.9 Developer Preview. Proof is in the pudding about this Mac, OSX version 10.9. Notice the Apple logo and not a cat. Notice it doesn't say whatever it is there. Trademark 2013 Apple Inc. And that's what the dock looks like when you first start with a brand new install. Okay. So, one of the coolest features that I've found that's going to be the most annoying feature in about a week, and I'm hoping that they're going to provide some type of system preference to turn this tab off or make it a launchable application instead of something that just happens when you connect something, is this. Check this out. I'm going to dock my iPhone. Look at that. This is what they like to call image capture. Now, there's an about, and services, hide and hide others, file, edit, window, no preferences. And actually, I found that with some of the new apps. There's no preferences here. I thought that was kind of strange, but so basically what this does is it allows you to dock a phone or a camera, I'm assuming, and then pull stuff in without having to go through anything else. On an earlier take of this video, I imported these two videos and this picture. And I'm going to import this one now. So I'm going to send this to pictures. I'm going to click import, and it's imported. I wanted to make a note of a few things. You notice at the top of here there's a bunch of different organization things, but it also gives you a bunch of information about your specific image or video. So videos don't really have much. You can see here these are two videos and you basically have no data. But pictures, they do show. It shows you the name of the image after the small preview window, the date the image was taken including time. This shows file size, the aperture of the photo, depth, color space, width, height, dots per inch, EXIF data, focal length, shutter speed, ISO, location, which if you have location services turned on, it'll show you. Whether the flash was on and fired, was off and did not fire, was on but did not fire. The maker, which is Apple. I'm sure if you plugged in a Canon, Panasonic, Sony, whatever, it would show that. The model, and it would show the model of the camera that you were using, and the kind of thing here. Now, a couple things I wanted to show you. These are JPEGs taken with the camera. And this is an MOV that was taken with the camera. This is a screenshot. It's a PNG. So there are different file formats. I'm not sure why they didn't make them what they, all JPEGs, but that's what it was. So now we've imported that. We can close this app. Image capture. It's pretty cool. But the first thing that we want to talk about is Finder. Now they've made a couple different updates to Finder, and I'm sure if you're looking at this right now, you can see that things have changed. For one, there's tabs. Tabs are wonderful. The second thing that they've done is they've added a thing called tags. Now, well, let's go back to tabs first of all. Let's go to my iOS 10.8 install on another drive, and it will load that into a new tab. So here's iOS 10.8. Here's my media drive, and then this is a folder inside of my media drive called Audi. This is a bunch of different Audi commercials and stuff that I downloaded, specifically relating to the MMI systems and things like that, new features of the cars and whatever. This is like an Audi TV kind of thing, and it all started with the Audi Bang & Olufsen video that I found. I thought that was pretty cool. So I've got those. And to show you what tabs can do, we've got the media drive, and let's do all my files. Okay, so we got all my files here. Actually, no. I want to go media, documents, and then over here I want to do media, documents, Audi S5. So here's the documents folder that we were just in, and when we clicked on the Audi S5, we got this. Now I want to take this PDF here, which is the Stasis Engineering PDF, to show the features of their automobile. And if I drag it and drop it, now it should be in Documents. And there it is. There's the PDF. Now, you could obviously just drag and drop it in here to move it. But if you're moving from one drive to another, you can just drag and drop. And there it is. It's back in here. And just for proof, it does disappear. See, it's missing. Let's drag it on the tab, and then boom, there it is. So you can drag and drop between tabs, kind of like you could forklift. Kind of going to be an obsolete program here in about a couple months when this is released, but hey, maybe they'll innovate something new. Alright, so then the next thing you can do is tags. Now tags are pretty cool because you can basically tag a specific file or group of files with a tag that you can search later for. Now the search works in two different ways. You can use the Spotlight search function in Finder, or you can just click on your tags. So earlier I inputted the night vision pictures. If you go to all my files, I'm going to tag this one. You can tag individuals with a right click, tags, and then select the tag. Now this image is tagged. Okay? Now we were, I forget where. Oh yeah, let's go here. So say I want to bring up a certain section of files that were tagged as a search. Now you see there's this new feature here, tags. You can hide it. I wouldn't. But I can click this, open a new tab. New tab shows up. Tag was night vision. There's the 2 videos and the 2 images. Here's one of the images taken inside the car. And just for the sake of doing it, here's a video. Okay, so we did some screen adjustments and we're closing in on a truck at a red light. And you can see his exhaust and his differential and all that other good stuff lit up like a Christmas tree. Okay, so that was a video that we recently shot when we were testing out a night vision camera. This one that was installed in the front of a 2006 Volkswagen Rabbit for a trip that we took. We installed it. We knew it worked. I have videos on my channel with it showing testing, but we actually installed it into a vehicle, and this was video that we shot when we were actually using the camera on the road. So they showed up as the night vision tag. And I also have this other one for Audi S5 because I put this and the price card in one of them. So let's do that. Click, and there you go. They're tagged. Now, if you want to tag something like an entire group of files here, you can just highlight like you normally would, go to tags, and enter what you want. Assign tags to 48 items. So apparently you can do 48 tags per file. But it gives you the option. Let's just tag them as Audi. Okay? Or Audi TV. Okay. So now they are tagged as Audi TV. If I close that tab, and I'm down to just my last tag, and I go Audi TV, everything shows up. Go back to the S5, night vision. So if you tag stuff, it shows up. Now, check this out. It's kind of like a keyword in YouTube. You can delete the tags. So now the tags are gone. And now they all disappear. Pretty neat, huh? So that's Finder. The updates with the tags. That's the updates with the tabs. Everything is in here. The one thing that I noticed, and call me crazy, leave a comment if you notice what I'm doing wrong, but back in the day, you used to have the ability to change. Let's see here. Oh, maybe it's in preferences. Yeah. Hard disks. Boom. I'm an idiot. Okay, so now we've got all the hard disks in the machine connected and ready to go. The next thing I want to show you is Launchpad. We know what Launchpad is. We know it works, how it works. It's the same. There is a search feature here. It was I believe it was in 10.8. But everything in here is the same as it was before, depending on how many applications you have. Safari has changed as well. In Safari, when you first load it up, here's your top sites. Okay? And you can also open your bookmarks, and there's a bookmarks bar here. Instead of it being a weird drop-down, it's an actual tangible drop-down. Reading list is also incorporated into that drop-down. So if you want reading list now, instead of having the separate eyeglasses there, you have to go in here and go to your reading list. Okay? You've got your bookmarks bar here. It's basically the same as it was before. And yes, you can customize your toolbar with a bunch of different things. Open in dashboard, which is pretty neat. Zoom, back, forward, etc., etc., etc. Now, open in dashboard is interesting because I think what it means is you can put a web page in dashboard, and then you can go into your dashboard and you can find that web page. Kind of expands on an idea that I've had that I'd like to pitch to Apple and see if they're working on it and get them to put this out there. But that's a video for another day. As far as Safari working, it works well. It's quick, it's fast. I am not on any type of good internet connection right now, so it's worthless to me. But it is pretty cool the way that they made the bigger preview windows and everything. Excuse me. Now, mail, contacts, reminders, notes, they're all pretty much the same. Calendar, I'm not sure if it changed. I didn't do the research to find out if it did or not. Okay? But it does show that the look is kind of the iOS look. Either iOS 7 took their calendar and made it look like this one, or they took an idea and refabbed the entire calendar setup. It is what it is. I don't know. You got day, week, month, year, and it's in red with white, and it looks pretty clean. So there may have been an update in that. I did want to show you this, because if we go in here, go to QuickTime, check this out. New movie recording, new audio recording, new screen recording. I think they're incorporating some of the newer elements of other applications that are out there into their built-in products. So yeah, I mean, that is what it is. But I did want to show you guys that because I thought it was pretty neat. You still have Quick Look. You still got all that other good stuff. Everything's still there. iTunes, when I first opened iTunes on here, there was really no updates. Or, I mean, there was no media in here, and it still hasn't connected to my media for some reason. I do notice there's an AirPlay button. Choose which speakers to use. And the funny thing was, when I first opened it with a developer preview, it said that there was an update to iTunes and I should download it. And I thought that was weird, considering it just was released last week. FaceTime, messaging, photo booth, all the same. App Store, the same. We've already seen, well, maybe not. Let's pull up system preferences. Same deal. The one thing I can't find is about AirPlay video. They said that you could use an AirPlay connected television or a monitor to use as a spare screen. I can't find anything anywhere. Under displays, you have a display, color, options. There's not even a thing to show show mirroring options. It doesn't show anything. It's not on desktop, it's not in general, it's not in dock. I looked everywhere. I cannot find how to do that. So maybe they didn't include it in the preview. Who knows? The next update, Maps. Now, Maps is pretty cool. As you can see, I've had it open. And I'm going to show you two or three things. First, we're going to full screen this. Okay. So we got a full screen map. It's pretty good. Where your mouse is where your zoom goes. Okay. So let's zoom in here to New York. And you can see New York City is here. Everything's been loaded. Details are in. I mean, look at this. This is incredible. This is as close as you can get. I cannot zoom any further. But, you know, that's kind of close. Here's 7th Avenue. Times Square. Ooh, look, McDonald's, TGI Fridays. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff here. Now, as you zoom out, the detail of certain things goes away. And other details start to show up. So about this area, you can see they show Times Square, Broadway, all this type of like grayish see-through lettering is there. Koreatown, Midtown South. But as soon as you click once in, they go away. Okay? But now the building detail starts to show up. And that's something that you can, you know, go through. I mean, there's all the walking paths in Central Park, which is pretty neat. There's the Guggenheim Museum, right next to Times Square on 5th Avenue. Lots and lots of cool stuff. One other thing I wanted to show you guys is over here in Connecticut. Okay, so here's Connecticut. Notice in this area, Danbury, Southbury, New Milford, Oxford, Seymour. One more click in, Sandy Hook appears. And I thought that was kind of odd because they literally put themselves on the map with that. I don't know why a small town like Sandy Hook would be visible from this far up, but it is. We're talking a good distance away. I can see the entire state outlying in New York and everywhere else, and they're visible. It just doesn't seem right now. I haven't checked Google yet to see if they were visible back then, but they may have changed it. You can see that Newtown appeared. Let's see here. Okay, so Sandy Hook's one click in, one more click on the mouse in, still nothing. One more click, Newtown appears. And we can zoom in here, and there's the elementary school. Now, Apple does things a little differently, and I'm not sure if this is the way Google does it as well, but they show this as a ring road around the parking lot, and this would be the front face of the school with the entranceway right about here. This is north, and this is the way that the school faced. But it's just weird that it just shows up on the map with the entire state as a view. I just found that to be kind of crazy and odd. As you can see, when we were over here, we were in San Francisco looking at the Golden Gate. It does work really, really well. There's Treasure Island. There's Alcatraz. San Francisco Tiburon. San Francisco is the Angel IS. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if they're currents or... Yeah, it's weird. There's Alcatraz. Now, there is a satellite view available. We haven't really gotten, because of the internet connection, we haven't really gotten the chance to utilize it. Let's see if we can get a satellite view of Alcatraz. Okay, there it is. It's showing up. Now, as I said before, my internet connection is horrible, so I apologize. But this is a satellite view of Alcatraz, and it looks like it's working really, really well. I mean, aside from my connection, the satellite view looks like it is a pretty good one. I mean, that's really nice. That is as close as we can get. There's like a boat here, but there's not a boat here. It's strange. It was like it was there, but then it moved or something. I don't know. That's kind of weird looking. There are some graphical strangeties in here. I mean, you can see some of this stuff is a little odd. Some of this stuff's a little blurry. Like it was moving or something, I don't know. But, ooh, I can get further. Look at this. Well, that's a little different. It's actually working better now. See how these lines are bent? It looks like the grid is actually building... I think this is what they were talking about when they introduced maps in the first place, how it's you know, like a wireframe, and it's filled in with everything, and you can actually see topography in a way that you can't see in other places. Like, look at that. That's awesome. Check that out. Google doesn't do that. That tower is three-dimensional. Everything's three-dimensional. That's incredibly wicked. Okay, so that's why it's taking so long to load, because these move with like what they say is a bird's eye view. So I can understand why the textures are a little off in some places, because anything that was moving is going to be in a different place when you go to do this. Like, see, these are people. I don't know if they were omitted on purpose. More people over here. I'm not sure if they were drawn out on purpose or if it was because you can see the motion. Okay, look. So here's the face. Check out the face of the building. And check out the position of this pole. The face is gone. The pole is in a different position. I'll go over here. You can see the side of the building. Now you can't. So it's like you're moving around in literally in a 3D world. And it works no matter how far away you get. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. And it's obvious since we are, you know, now it's going to draw the whole world. So let's get out of that real quick. And that gives me an idea. Since we're already here, let's go down here to Sandy Hook. Let's put this in full screen view. Let's go satellite view. And let's see what the satellite view is going to bring. See if it draws everything, or if it's... You never know. They could have manipulated this. Just for the sake of manipulating it. Who knows? But... Alright, we're getting somewhere. The grid has appeared. Again, I'm sure with a much faster internet connection than my paltry tethering is to my iPhone 4, you'll probably have this drawn a lot faster. And I'm sure that it will be just as accurate as it was before. They fixed a few things. They made a few things better. This looks very, very, very awesome. The power of this type of mapping capability on a desktop is awesome. I mean, everybody's used to Google Street View, where you can get a street side view of what's there. But I'm kind of partial to the overhead view, the three-dimensional. I don't know what they call it. If it was like called a vortex or something. Okay, the screen just kind of got weird a little bit. You can see some of them is bent in the lower right-hand corner, upper left hand, lower left hand. Some of the cubes kind of just bent a little bit. You can see the distortion with the lines. And here we go. Okay. So here's the Sandy Hook Elementary School. And this one doesn't look like San Francisco does. That is a physical photo. So it looks like some aspects of their mapping, they are not doing what they did with, say, Alcatraz. That's as far as I can go, and the perspective is not changing. And I think that might actually be a shot from Bing. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that appears to be the screen capture in Bing Maps. Actually, you know what's funny? I can compare. Let's go in here to documentaries. Actually, it was in Sandy Hook. Okay, Bing Maps capture, Sandy Hook. Yep. Would you look at that? There's a bus there, and there's a bus there. There's two buses there. I can zoom out a little bit and make it equal. Yeah, right there. Look at that. I'm gonna almost overlay it. I can't get to the middle step, but you can see that it's exactly the same. Bus, 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 4 buses. Red car. So car, 1, 2, 3, red, white, blank, black. Car, 1, 2, 3, red, white, blank, black. It's the same shot. So, yep, they used the Bing shot for some of this. I think they're probably going to end up updating, but it just goes to show you that some of this is going to be that three-dimensional kind of thing, and some of it's not. It looks like some of it's going to be used from other places. So, Maps is pretty cool. I'm sure that we're going to get constant updates about that. So we've gone over Maps, we've gone over iTunes and Safari, we've gone over all the different things here with Finder. We've checked out some of the interesting tidbits inside the OS that wasn't there to begin with. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I mean, this is a pretty cool operating system. Hopefully, some of the things like the image capture is going to be an actual program, because right now my phone is docked, and I want to go to image capture. And it's not here. And it's not here. Unless that's it. Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. So it is a program that you can launch. I mean, I've seen the image capture thing before, but I didn't know how that worked. Alright, well, they made it pop up when you connect something to it, so that's pretty cool. We figured out details with putting your discs on the drive. We've looked at Maps. We've checked out Finder. Like I said, it's a pretty interesting OS. I think it's a very, very cool OS. Aside from the name, I love it. I think it's great. It's a good step forward. Anybody watching this who may be an Apple employee and wants to get a promotion, heed my advice. You need to pitch to your bosses the deletion of dashboard as we know it. Nobody cares about this. But the one thing that we do actually care about and want is some sort of dashboard that is informational based that we can change and manipulate. I want a large display here, even in the center like this, that's the iOS 7 screen with live action video thing, whatever, showing me the forecast. I want a large stock plan that I can put here in the corner that's real time and updates. I would like a larger calendar display that allows me to configure things and see appointments. I want to see a large digital clock here with like the date and the time, sunrise, sunset, etc. I want notification center to be over here and the full length, everything in order that they appear. And I want to be able to send an email reply or a message reply directly from quote-unquote dashboard. And I want it to be accessible by clicking a button in the top corner like this. And add to that, I'd also like a Siri button. I think the desktop needs Siri. It can do basic controls like, pausing a movie or searching Google or whatever search engine you want to use. You could use it to search things in Finder. You could use it to automate tags. You could use it for all sorts of things. And I think it's about time that if they're going to integrate iOS things into like Launchpad and Game Center, if they're going to do that, we should at least get the powerful apps that they're going to do. So if you work for Apple, you see this and you think it's a great idea, pitch it to them. We need this to happen. Otherwise, that's been the OS 10.9 developer preview. From the keynote last week to the developer preview now. This is a wonderful, wonderful OS. And I'd like to point out the developer preview is rock solid. I've yet to see a glitch, an error message, or something that didn't work. Just pointing that out. You could have sold this OS with a few tweaks right now, and people would have been happy with it. So that's what that's all about. So this has been another Kaput Avenue Studios production. And here from the Mac Pro, I'm going to sign off.